All right, in this video, we're going to start on the photo gallery on the home page, and each photo is going to be able to open up in a lightbox. And the way that we're going to achieve that is with something called Echo Lightbox, which is actually a lightbox for Bootstrap, and it's really easy to implement. You can see the little bit of JavaScript down here basically allows us to add data toggle lightbox and just pretty much wrap an image in a link to that image. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, now to grab the files, we actually need a CSS file and a JS file. So if we click this link here, this will take us to the CDN links. And we want to grab the CSS. So we're going to grab this one here. I'm going to say copy link tag. And then we'll go over to VS Code and let's put this in the head. So we'll go up to the head here. We'll put it right under Bootstrap, right before the style CSS. And then let's go and grab the JavaScript, which is, we'll grab the minified version here. So I'll say copy script tag. And then we want to put that down at the bottom. And we're going to put it under, let's see, under the Bootstrap script right here. Okay, so now we should be able to use that. And then we're going to go up under the video play. Now, modals, I like to keep modals at the bottom. You could go down here and continue, but the modals I always like to keep at the bottom, but it's just preference. So right here is where I'm going to actually put the photo gallery. So for the photo gallery, let's do a section with the ID of gallery. And we're also going to give it a padding top and bottom class, so py5. And let's put our container. And inside the container, I'm going to have an h1, and I want it centered. So I'm going to say text center, and let's just say photo gallery. And then under that h1, we'll have a paragraph, and we'll also center that. And that's going to say check. We'll just say check out our photos. Okay, now we're going to have a row, but I also want to add a margin bottom 4. I want to push what's underneath down. So we're going to put a row class with an MB4 class. And we're basically going to have 3 4-column divs, but we're going to have 2 rows. Okay, so altogether it'll be 6 photos. So in here, let's do call MD-4, and then we'll put our first image. So I'm going to use an A tag, and I'm going to give this, actually this isn't going to take a class, it's going to take some other stuff. So let's just put an A tag, and then the href is going to go to our image. Now I'm going to use the Unsplash API here. So I'm going to do HTTPS, and we want source.unsplash.com, and then I'm going to do a random image, so I'm going to say /random, and then the size, which will be, I'll do 560 times 560, and that'll just generate a random image. Now, in addition to the href, we need to have a data toggle and set it to lightbox. Okay, also we need a data gallery, and we're going to set this to img-gallery. Okay, this could be anything. That's just what I'm setting it to. And then let's set the data height, so the height of the image, to 560. And let's set the data dash width equal to 560. And then within this A tag here is going to be the actual image. So we'll put an image tag here. I'm going to give it a class of img fluid, so it stays in its container correctly. And we want the same image, so I'm going to just grab this and put it here. Okay, and that should do it. Now we want 2 more of these call MD4s within this row, so we can just grab this whole div. We'll go underneath and we'll put 2, 3. Now, I want these to be different images. If I leave this URL, these will all be the same image. So what I'm going to do is just change the size by a pixel. So I'm going to change it to 561. And then I'll also change the data height and data width. And that will actually make it a different image. Okay, now if you were building like a client website with this, then obviously you would have different images, and they'd probably be all the same size. But just to so we don't have all the same image and it doesn't look weird, I'm doing this. So down here, let's do 562 like that, and we really shouldn't even notice a difference. Okay, and then this is the first row, so this div with the class of row that has these three columns. So we want another one underneath, so I'm going to copy the whole row, which ends, let's see, where does it end? Ends right here, so I'll grab this and paste that in, and I'm just going to change this to 3, so 563. And this will be 4. And this will be 5. Okay. Now let's save this. Let's take a look. So if I go down, now we have our images. Now right now if I click, it's just going to take us to that image in the browser, and that's obviously not what we want. We want our lightbox. So all we have to do is implement this echo lightbox. If we go back to the original documentation here, we should be able to just grab this. So I'll copy that. And let's go back. And we'll put this right here. We'll say lightbox init and paste that in. And let's just go over it. So document on clicks. So basically we're using event delegation here. Whenever something with this attribute with this value is clicked, it'll run a function, and it's going to prevent the default and then just run the echo lightbox plugin. So let's save it and see if it works. So now if I click an image, there we go. Now you can see it is a different image. That's just because of the API we're using. I actually thought it would be the same one, but apparently not. Let me see if I reload this. Are these different? Yeah, see, they're just completely random. So I guess I could have done all like 560s. I didn't have to change the size, but it's not a big deal. It's just a 5 pixel difference from this one to this one. So it's not a big deal. We'll just leave it the way it is. But that's how lightboxes work, and obviously you would have your own images here for a real project, for a client project. So that's our photo gallery. So now let's take care of the newsletter section, which should be pretty easy. So we're going to go back to our index page and go, let's see, right above the video modal, right below the photo gallery, and let's say newsletter. So this is going to be a section with the ID of newsletter. And I'm also going to give this a class of text center because I want everything centered. And let's do a padding of 5 on all sides. Let's make the background dark, and let's make the text white. And then we'll put our container, we'll put our row, and then a column that goes all the way across. We'll just put an H1. We'll say sign up. We'll say sign up for our newsletter. We'll put a paragraph in here. Let's just do lorem 20 tab. And then we just want a simple form here. Now this is going to be an inline form, so we're going to say form class form dash inline. And let's also justify the content to the center. So we can say justify content dash center, like that. We don't need an action. Okay, and then inside this form, we're just going to have inputs. So let's say input form dash control. And then we want to add an MB2 margin bottom 2 as well as an MR margin right 2, because if we don't put margin right, the next input's going to be right on top of it. So let's do that, and then let's add a placeholder. And we'll set that to enter name. And then what I'll do is just copy this and change this to enter email. And then we just want a button. So I'm going to say button, give it a class of BTN dash, or BTN and BTN primary, and then also an MB2 class, or it's not going to align with the inputs. Okay, and we'll say submit. So let's save that, see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now what we're going to do is just add the very simple footer. So we'll go down right here. Let's use our footer tag and let's give it an ID of main-footer. Okay, I'm also going to give it a class of text center. I want everything to align to the center, and I want a bunch of padding, so we'll do P4. And then in here we'll put a container. Let's do a row with a column. And we're just going to put a paragraph that says copyright ampersand copy semicolon, and then we'll put the year. So remember, we have that. We can just put a span with the ID of year, and the current year will show. And then after that span, I'm just going to say the name of the theme, which is Glozzom. And that should do it. So let's save. Let's take a look. And there's our footer. Very simple. All right. Now, one thing with this is you'll see we have the scroll bar here, which is because of, what is it because of? I think it's because of the gallery. No, I'm not exactly sure why we have this scroll bar here. But what I'm going to do to fix that is just go to our CSS and go to our body, or create our body styles here. And let's just say overflow X, so the X-axis is the horizontal axis. We want to set that to hidden, meaning we don't want any scroll bars on the X-axis. So now if we go back, that's gone. All right, and I'm not exactly sure what that was from. Maybe one of the overlays, I don't know. But that's going to be it for the homepage, guys. So we did quite a bit here. If we do a little recap, we did the showcase, which has the slider with the background images, has indicators, arrows. We did the video, so that when we click this, it automatically plays a video. We did the photo gallery with the echo light box, so that it pops up nice and clean, instead of just showing, going to the image in the browser. And that's pretty much it. And that's just the home page. So we have a couple other pages to do. This is the most complicated, but in the next video, we're going to get to the About Us page.